Okay, so today what we're going to learn is to create video carousels for Instagram using Claude Code. Now I'll just play this little video here that I've created earlier about my own business. It's a good example of what we're looking to create. Let's just play him. You can see, let's run it from the start. So create a little paper there with me holding it, and it's incredibly lifelike. It actually looks like me. So that's pretty cool. But let's have a look. We're building this with Claude Code. We're using a number of skills. It's quite a reasonably complex workflow. So I'll pause this and get it all ready to start. Okay, so I figured the best way to explain exactly what's happening is to maybe show you through the workflow itself. So basically, in Claude Code itself, which I'm using the desktop app here for Mac, we use a particular skill, which we'll find in the customize area. The skill I've borrowed from someone I found on YouTube, a guy called Jason Lee. I'll reference his actual skill in the description, so you'll be able to download it yourself. So basically, I adapted this skill that he created and used and demonstrated in one of his videos. I'll reference the video as well. Basically, it's all about creating a carousel for Instagram, and basically it's a 4-slide carousel. The first slide is the video. The second slide, we'll go back to that, and it's actually, if we can click through, we can't. Let's have a look. Can I click through? No, it doesn't look like I can, but anyway, I'll show you later in the piece. Basically, there's 3 more slides that are available, and basically we're going to create that carousel using this skill and interacting with Claude itself in the code section, which is what all of this is here. I'll run through this as we do it, and then from here we use another skill that I created, which is this. I'll just go to it now. Is this Airtable carousel upload, which is a fairly simple one. Basically, it just uploads all the slides from your local machine into Airtable. And when we get to Airtable, in fact, I'll just pause and show you what So here we are in Airtable. This is what Airtable looks like. Basically, it's just a simple. I'm using it basically as a database for the information and the videos and the slides. So let's have a look. I'll show you what one of the slides looks like. Let's have a look here. This is one of the slides that Claude's created. It's actually quite effective in the way it creates copy, and it also has referenced a tweet, basically. Let's get out of this. And basically, from this Airtable view, it gets pushed to needs to be published. As you can see, they've all been published, so nothing's showing there. Runs an automation, and that pushes it into Go High Level. And basically, if you're a client of mine and you're using this particular automation, the only part you wouldn't see any of that earlier stuff. You would see only the actual the Go High Level social planner. And from here, a client potentially could go in and look at the post and say, okay, this all looks pretty good. I'll post it or I'll edit it, and they can schedule a post as they want to use it. It's taking a little while to load, probably because I'm using Loom at the same time, but basically the video comes up in here and all information, and also all the slides that are available. I'll just pause this for a moment. And as I showed earlier, the end result is something like this. Say for example this one here, it's had a few views. We'll get into it if it'll let us load it. And basically it creates a post like this. For some reason it's not letting me show the remaining slides, but we can live without those for the time being because we're going to create some. And that creates interaction and engagement on social media. So let's go through how I actually made this. So I'll get back into Claude because Claude's kind of the key step. Now, if you're a client, you probably wouldn't use Claude. I'd set this on a routine and actually have it automatically create content into Go High Level for you via Airtable. But everyone wants to see the back end, so I'll show you that just a moment. Okay, so I'll do a little demo of how it works. So I'll go new session, a new Claude session. Let's go. Now the skill is create. No, it's not. It's Instagram, carousel. No, I know it. Run carousel normally works. Okay, so what Claude's doing now is just looking for that skill. It's found the skill, carousel skill, and it just asks us a bunch of questions. Two things I want to actually demonstrate is basically there's two important steps here that Jason Lee's kind of configured into this skill. The first is we need to connect to this AI generated Higgs field platform. Now I'll show you the Higgs field platform. Let me just show you that. Okay, so this here is Higgs field. Higgs field gives you access to a number of really cutting edge video and image generation platforms. The one I'm using at the moment is CDance 2.0, which is one of the best in class these days for video generation. I'll play this one just so you can get an idea of what it actually is able to create. So there's me rescuing a cat from a tree, but of course I was never there. The cat doesn't exist and neither does the tree. So basically there's a few tips to this that I'll give you before we actually go any further. First is you need a reference image that is the same dimensions as the output video you want. So in my case, I had this business headshot of me I had. Let's see if I can get it up in front of us. Now, where is it? Will it load for me? I click open image in new tab. There's a landscape image, which is actually not what I want because I want a square video. So I'll actually use this one which I've cropped. Let's open, oh no, wrong button. Cancel. We'll go open image in new tab. Okay, so this would be the reference image I'd use for the video. This will come into now also from this we need to get, and this is a little bit tricky. You'll see here there's a media ID, which is this here. Now it's hard to explain exactly how I know this is the right thing, but basically from .jpg back to %2f is the media ID of the Higgs field image. Now unfortunately you need this for the generation that Claude needs this information. So basically I'll just paste that. I'll open, in fact I'll just let's just keep that in the clipboard for the time being. We will need it later. So basically, now Jason Lee's wonderful skill here, basically it checks that we can connect to Higgs field and it also checks that we can connect to Google in Claude in Chrome, which is a plugin that allows us to get screenshots of tweets. Now, I'm not going to cover it in detail, but it's fairly simple to connect to Higgs field. You do it through customize, and then we go to connectors. So here we have Higgs field. You need this URL, which you can get from Higgs field itself. Now, unfortunately, Higgs field is a paid platform in most cases. You can do it. There is a small free tier, but it's not very useful. But you will need to pay to actually use Higgs field on any sort of scale. So that is what it is. We'll just go back. Now, what we're going to do, if we have a look through this, all images generated via Higgs field, we know that. We know that the Claude in Chrome plugin is working. Here it is. It says Chrome extension active. I previously connected that. It's a fairly simple matter to add an extension to Chrome. You just go into Chrome and go to the extensions menu and just add in the Claude one. So you'll need to do that before this will actually work. The good thing is that actually the skill's smart enough to check that both those things are configured, which is pretty cool. Okay, now the skill will ask you a bunch of questions, so it has enough information to create a new post. Now, where do you want to source today's story from? You can use an X post URL, which we will. Let's have a look at X and just see if we can find a useful post. I'll just pause the video while I find one for you. Okay, so I found a suitable X or Twitter post here. Basically, this one's about boring companies sitting on a lot of content, and you can chop it up to AI shorts, make a bunch of information. That's all a very simple use case, but a highly useful one, I must say. So let's just copy that URL, and we'll go back to our skill, and we'll paste it in here. Okay, now Claude just does take a little while to read through it sometimes. Basically, oh no, it's already figured it out. So I'll put in my handle for Instagram. And I think next it asks me for channel description. What we're doing, we create automated content for small businesses using AI. There's one more question. What is a brand or newsletter name? That's easy enough. It's just Sam's AI automation. That's all good. Character. Now this is where we need our media ID. I'll just get that again for us. Also just pause this video while I get that. Okay, so it was this one up here in the URL. As I said, closest to JPEG all the way back to %2F. We'll just paste it in here. This is actually a bit of a deficiency in the skill itself. There's probably better ways you could do this. Like off the top of my head, I can't think of one, but there must be a better way to reference images in Higgsfield using Claude. But we'll come back to that maybe another time. Anyway, so we'll run that. There we go. There's an image ID for them. Now, what do you want on your call to action slide? It'll just be something like comments, repurpose, because this will be about repurposing. Comment repurpose, and I will get in touch. Okay, so I'll let that run. Do we want an animated video generated from your cover slide? Yes, we do, because that's one of the key aspects of the skill itself. Now, this takes a little while to run, so let's just check what it's actually thinking about. Okay, reading through that summary, that all looks pretty good to me. We'll go yes. Okay, I'm going to pause this, it can just take a little while. Okay, Claude hasn't quite finished yet, but I just wanted to talk through what it's actually doing. It's creating, and here Claude in Chrome is actually getting a screenshot of that actual tweet and reading the information. It'll take just a bit longer, but I just wanted to show you exactly what it's doing while we're waiting, effectively. Okay, so Claude's finished running for the time being. I do find that it is a little bit flaky when it comes to Claude in Chrome. Seems to make really hard work of taking screenshots, but it finishes and it gets it done. So maybe you can't complain too much. So basically, here's the slide copy. Approve or edit before I generate. We're based on this Penguin Web 3 tweet. That all looks pretty good to me. Why it matters. Okay, so this is all coming from the skill and kind of how Claude's interpreted it with the input being this Penguin Web 3 tweet. This all looks pretty good to me. We'll just go yes, and we'll get it to generate. And now it'll go off and generate the 3 slides that are written, an image slide and a video slide. Now it takes just a little while, so again I'm just going to pause the video. Okay, so now Claude's created these slides. Unfortunately they don't seem to show in this view, but I will show them to you in just a moment. And it's just waiting for the video to actually finish rendering with Higgsfield. But let's have a look and see what the slides look like in a better view than this one. Okay, so one thing the skill does really well is it creates its own little index.html file that just shows you the actual images as they are generated. So basically, I look somewhat like a monkey in that particular picture. There's me rescuing a cat from a tree. Let's see if the video actually runs. No, it's not ready yet by the looks of it. Anyway, these slides look fantastic, I must say, if I do say so myself. So that's all generated apart from the video. Let's go back to Claude and see if it's finished polling. See, these widget from Higgsfield job display is just it polling it every 10 seconds or so, just to see if that video is ready to go. Clearly it's not, so we'll just wait for it to generate. Okay, so Claude's now reporting that it is complete. See here, it's listed all the files it's created, including the caption text for Instagram and the video. So let's just check out the video. I might refresh this particular page, and we'll see if this runs. Yeah, it's me staring into a cat's eyes in the middle of a tree, so that's a little weird. Just talking through why I actually chose to use me trying to rescue a cat out of a tree, simply just to create a bit of attention. Um, Really, I should have created something around automation or something a bit more technical that kind of is a bit more relevant to this particular post. But it's just what I did, and it's actually one of the deficiencies perhaps of this skill is that the prompt is actually hard coded into the skill itself. Realistically, it should be form part of the input, but it is what it is, and I didn't bother to change it. I would change it if I actually went to production with it. Anyway, that's that. So we'll go back to Claude, and what I want to do now is let's just respond to it first. Happy with his results? Yes, happy with results. And what we want to do now is run our other skill, which was the one where we're uploading to Airtable. I'll just go back to. Let's just go back and just refresh our minds on that. Happy with results. I'll just put that in first so it knows that I'm happy. I was just thinking why there. And while it does that, I'll go into customize and just show you what I mean when I'm talking about these skills. I created this Airtable skill, which relies. Let's have a look at the connector first. Basically, Airtables are very easy to connect to. I think literally I just added a connector, browse connectors. You can find Airtable and you can authorize it through this platform. It's all very simple. You can reduce the scope to the particular base you want to use, and the skills. This one here, I'll just read out what it actually uploads. The most recent carousel generation from the Instagram carousel project into Airtable as a single row with file attachments and a caption. So it's easy as that. And I created that with this skill here, skill creator, which I think is default with Claude. I'm not 100% sure. I may have uploaded that from somewhere else. I can't remember. It's very simple. Skill creator. There's a lot of skill creator skills available there on the market. So we're happy with the results. It does ask if we want to automate this. I'll just put no. I would do that in production, but not in this test example. So I'll just put no, and then we're pretty much finished with that. Now what we need to do, let's run Airtable carousel upload what we want to run. So you go slash and then you type in the skill name. It'll read the Airtable carousel upload skill, and it'll basically just do it for us. It's found the files. That's all fine. Let's get it to do that. What it actually does, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me, it chooses to upload the files into Higgsfield again, so I can get the URLs. I would have thought that it would find the existing URLs, but who's to outthink AI? Not me. I'll just wait while it does that, and then I'll just show you in Airtable what it actually has done. Okay, so Claude, I should say, is now reporting that it's uploaded all this information. So let's just check in Airtable it actually did that. Go back to Airtable. We'll go into Airtable, which is this one here. Okay, you can see here it's just uploaded into there all that information, all those posts, and it's got the caption, which is fine. Let's have a look at the caption just to make sure it's actually readable. That looks pretty good to me. Okay, now it'll be in needs to be published. No, it's already done it. So basically, there's an automation. I won't go into too much detail on this. I'll cover this in my next video. But basically, there's an automation here. When a record enters that view, it runs a script, and what that does is it fires off a webhook to make.com, and this webhook, which you can see is just actually run. This webhook fires, gets that Airtable record, finds the right account from the Go High Level API, and then it just posts it to that URL with HTTP request, and then it just updates the Airtable record that it's complete. And so when we look in Go High Level, we'll have one here somewhere. If we refresh the page, we'll have a new post, and this would be all the client would actually see is the end result, ready for them to post when at their leisure. We'll just wait for that to run. No, try again. Go high level, it also is a little bit flaky on the VPN. Go refresh. No? Okay, we'll try once more. Screen first. I do find Go High Level is a little flaky on the VPN, which is probably no fault of actually Go High Level. It's probably me using a VPN while I'm overseas. In fact, I'll put, no, here we go, it's going to come up. Here we go, here's the new one here. It shows the draft. It's going to take a little while to catch up, so I won't actually go into too much detail. Let's edit post and see if it gives us a bit more information. We're just going to have to refresh it by the looks of it. Either way, basically this post will show up in a minute or two. It is a little slow actually sometimes to actually come up. And it looks like the VPN is going to block it anyway. Basically what would happen is in the social planner in Go High Level, we'd be ready with a new post, a carousel. A client would be able to edit some of the information if they need to. The actual images themselves they can't edit, but the text that's actually comes in, this attention small business owner, they'd be able to edit and fix up. Anyway, so that's that. And oh no, here we go. It's going to let us have a look at it. I think it's going to run too slow to actually work though. So I might you're just going to have to take my word for it. Let's have a look at the previous one perhaps. No, the internet's going a bit too slow for me. Anyway, that's it. I will go into more detail on the make.com side and the Airtable side in a separate video. But look, that's it for this particular one. Thank you very much.